The Ukrainian army might not have very many M39 missiles. The ones it has, it's using carefully, firing them at the most valuable targets that also are most vulnerable to the American-made munitions. In their second-ever strike with the ground-launched M39, on Wednesday, the Ukrainians apparently targeted a Russian Air Force S-400 air defense battery in Luhansk Oblast in eastern Ukraine. Videos and photos from Luhansk depict the detached tail sections of two M39s, and also the aftermath of the purported strike. Smoke curling from what Russian social media users identified as an S-400 battery. The first M39 strike, on October 17, struck Russian Air Force bases in Luhansk and outside Berdyansk in Russian-occupied southern Ukraine. The three missiles, each scattering 950 M74 submunitions, wrecked 21 Russian helicopters. It was apparent, at the time, that the Ukrainians would save their initial consignment of 20 M39s for the best and softest targets. And that would include long-range air defenses. The M39 Army Tactical Missile System, or ATACMS, is a 2-ton, 13-foot ballistic missile with a solid rocket motor. Fired by a tracked or wheeled launcher, the 1990s vintage missile ranges as far as 100 miles under inertial guidance. An M39 usually should strike within 50 yards or so of its aim point. This isn't super accurate by modern standards, but it's accurate enough considering that the M39 is an area weapon. As the missile plummets toward its target, it spins and pops open, scattering its submunitions across an area of potentially tens of thousands of square feet. Each bomblet has the explosive power of a hand grenade. That the U.S. Army always meant for the M39 to wipe out entire helicopter regiments is obvious in its design. A rocket meant for, say, bunker busting would have a single large warhead rather than a casing full of bomblets. When it tested the M39, the Army aimed the missile at a mock airfield where the service parked old helicopters. Footage of the test depicts submunitions tearing into the rotorcraft. Air defense batteries, their fragile radars and launchers spread out across many acres, also are prime targets. In striking those launchers in Luhansk, the Ukrainians prolong their campaign targeting the valuable S-400s, which can hit aerial targets as far away as 150 miles. In the years prior to its wider war on Ukraine, the Russian Air Force deployed 5 S-400 batteries, plus attached radars, to occupied Crimea. Other S-400s eventually staged elsewhere in and around occupied Ukraine. As Ukraine acquired more and better deep strike weapons, it began targeting the batteries. In less than a month starting in late August, the Ukrainian Navy destroyed 2 of the S-400s in Crimea. Both strikes reportedly involved a land attack version of the Ukrainian Navy's Neptune ground-launched anti-ship cruise missile.